What if I told you a huge, powerful kingdom didn't fall because of a giant war but because of a secret plan made by someone on the inside? Not an army. Not a big battle. Just one quiet hidden plot. And by the end of this video, you'll understand how one sneaky plan destroyed an entire dynasty and why the same kind of thing still happens even today. Let's go back in time. This kingdom looked completely unbeatable. They had strong soldiers, tall walls, lots of gold, and a ruler everyone respected. People believed this empire would last forever. From the outside, everything looked perfect, like a shiny, brand new toy that could never break. But here's the strange truth. Kingdoms don't usually fall when they're weak. They fall when they feel too strong. Because when everything feels safe, people stop being careful. They stop checking for problems. And sometimes they start trusting the wrong person. And that's exactly where the trouble began. In powerful places like this, telling the truth can become dangerous. Imagine you're working for a king. If you say something he doesn't like, you might get punished. So instead of being honest, people start saying things like, "Everything is great. No problems at all." Even when problems are growing. Slowly, the king starts living in a bubble. He believes everything is fine, even when it isn't. And when someone is stuck in a bubble, they become easy to trick. Now, in every story like this, there's always one important person. Someone close to the ruler. Someone trusted. Maybe a helper. Maybe an advisor. Maybe even a friend. But in this story, that person wasn't just loyal. They were very smart and very sneaky. They didn't rush. They didn't act loudly. They watched. They learned who had power, who had weaknesses, and who could be fooled. And most importantly, they made sure nobody saw them as a threat. Because the most dangerous enemies don't look like enemies. They look like friends. Now here's where things get really interesting. This secret plan didn't begin during a war or a crisis. It started during peace. Because when everything is calm, people stop paying attention. While everyone else was celebrating victories and enjoying life, this person began slowly changing things. Not in big, obvious ways. In small, quiet steps. They helped choose who got important jobs. They made sure their own supporters were placed in powerful positions. One by one. Piece by piece. And nobody noticed. Because everything still looked normal. The kingdom still stood strong. The king still sat on the throne. The soldiers still guarded the walls. But behind the scenes things were changing. Now think about this for a moment. What makes a kingdom strong? It's not just soldiers or gold. It's people working together. Trusting each other. So what's the easiest way to weaken it? Make people stop trusting each other. That's exactly what the plotter did. They started small. A whisper here. A rumor there. They caused tiny arguments between leaders. Small misunderstandings between generals. Nothing big enough to cause alarm. But enough to slowly break trust. It's like loosening the wheels on a bicycle. At first, it still rides fine. But sooner or later it crashes. As time passed, these small problems grew bigger. Leaders began to doubt each other. Friends became suspicious. Teams stopped working together. And the king? He still didn't see what was happening. Because remember, he was living in that bubble. Then came the most important moment. The turning point. A single decision. It didn't look dangerous. It didn't seem like a big deal. Maybe it was giving someone more power. Maybe it was trusting the wrong advice. But behind that one decision, everything changed. The plotter now had control over key parts of the kingdom. They could influence decisions, move people around, shape what happened next. And by the time anyone realized something was wrong, it was already too late. Here's the hard truth. Most kingdoms don't fall because of enemies outside. They fall because of problems inside. The army was still strong. The walls were still standing. The people still believed in the kingdom. But the leaders? They stopped trusting each other. Orders became confusing. Decisions became messy. Mistakes started happening everywhere. And once trust is broken, everything starts to fall apart. Imagine trying to play a team game where no one listens to each other. You can't win like that. The same thing happened here. When the fall finally came, it felt sudden. Like everything collapsed all at once. But the truth is, it had been happening slowly for years. The secret plan had been working quietly the whole time. And when the moment was right, everything just gave way. Leaders argued. Defenses weakened. The kingdom became unstable. And outside enemies who had been watching carefully finally saw their chance. They stepped in. And just like that, a powerful dynasty that lasted for generations disappeared. Not with a loud explosion, but quietly. Like a house that slowly cracks until one day it just falls. Now here's the most important part of this story. This isn't just something from the past. This pattern still happens today. In schools, in teams, in companies, even in friendships. First, everything is going well. Then people get too comfortable. Then small problems are ignored. Then someone takes advantage. Then trust starts to break. And finally everything falls apart. It's like a cycle. And if you don't notice it, you can become part of it without even realizing. So what can we learn from this? It's not just watch out for bad people. It's something deeper. Big problems don't appear suddenly. They grow slowly, quietly, in places no one is paying attention to. The warning signs are always there. People not speaking honestly. Too much blind trust. Small fights getting bigger. But most people ignore them. Because everything still looks fine on the outside. And by the time they finally realize something is wrong, it's already too late. And remember what I told you at the beginning? The reason this secret plot worked wasn't because it was super powerful. It worked because nobody believed it was happening. That's how dynasties end. Not just from big battles or loud wars, but from small, hidden changes that no one takes seriously until everything is gone. So next time you see something that feels a little off, don't ignore it. Because sometimes, the biggest problems start in the quietest ways. If you enjoyed this story and want to uncover more hidden secrets from history, check out the next video, you're going to love it. And if this made you think in a new way, don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful stories like this.